Good morning, people. What's going on? I have to start in the other room because I got to manually change the camera because the app, whatever, the program doesn't work anymore. I'm kicking things. Good morning.
Bionic Bigfoot said all bells working.
Thanks. Welcome to the Easy Stream, the Fishroom Hangout stream. Sunday morning Fishroom Hangout stream. Hear myself talking, that's got to stop. Where we hang out in this fish room and we do all the things that need to get done all the time. But we got stuff we got to do today, so let's get into it. Eduardo, good morning. Master Aquatics, just call me Eduardo. So great, I am first, but I get nothing. No, you get the recognition of being the one that was here first and all the glamour that goes with that.
Love to trip on fish, aka RJ, said easy morning.
Easy morning, that's right. By the way, Jason, please talk about the actual new fish.
Aka Jenny Lynn,
Jenny
said
Lynn.
good morning, Jason, and
Good
everyone
morning.
lurking and working.
Good morning. You changed your name, Scaly Granny. All right. By the way, Jason, please talk about actual new fish you have either birthed or brought into your fishy tanks. You win a grand total of your hobby collection. Thanks. I'll get into that. Anyway, good morning, Eduardo. Good morning, Jenny Lynn. Who else we got here? Oh my God. 3G, what's up, man?
Poplin Creek Aquatics
Bionic
said
Bigfoot.
Jason, good morning.
Bionic Bigfoot, good morning. Victor C,
Master
good morning, good morning.
Aquatics, just call me Eduardo, said why thank you for the recognition. I'm so very impressed.
Yeah, thanks, man. Oh, love to trip on fish. RJ, what's up, man? Good morning. Alishon, good morning. Looks like Eduardo had his 20 cups of coffee already. Speaking of coffee, where's mine? Feel naked without coffee. Here we go. Okay, but good morning, Alishon. Thanks for being here. Southwest Florida Aquatics in the house. Good morning. Bruiser, CB, good morning, sir. Window liquor number 5. What's up, peeps? Good morning, sir. Good morning. Matt here. Adam McReynolds, good morning, sir. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Am I missing anyone? John McKenzie, good morning, Weirdo. Good morning. Peplin Creek, good morning. Sky to the Fishery, good morning. There was a auction last night on Skipper's channel. I was in the chat. At some point I passed out, but man, I was tempted by those signifers, but I just couldn't. I think it was oh my God, I'm drawing. Richard Reynolds. Thank you. I was trying to think of the last name. Richard Reynolds. I think him and I talked about
Geek
swapping
boy
some
said middle
signifers,
finger emoji.
but I don't know. That's why I didn't buy them. Geek boy, what's up? Good morning. Thanks for the middle finger. Appreciate that. All right, let's get into what we got to do today. Last week I talked about, well, past couple of weeks we talked about taking reverse osmosis water, remineralizing it, and putting into this tank that we've been doing the testing on every week for the last year, however long. So I think we're gonna work on that, I think. But in order to do that, I don't think I'm gonna buy another trash can container. I'm gonna use the small one that I have, but that's currently filled with brackish water. So we're gonna do the brackish water change on the brackish tank. Then we're gonna fill that up, and we're gonna remineralize it, and then we're gonna do a water change on this. But we will test that before we do any of this. So I think we should just get into it. All right, cool. Go here. This is the brackish tank. Can we see in there? This tank, I could speak, has, turn the light on, my flounders. You can even see a little flounder tail right there. That means his eyes are over there. See any others? Anyway, we're gonna do a little water change on that. I want to take this lid off, clean it. Quite possibly. That's gross. Do a little cleaning on that tank. Then we'll do a water change. And then we'll get in the rest of it. So bear with me. Starting off already. All right, all right. Get all this salt crust off of here. Perfect. Look at that drain. Cool. Let me set this over here for now. Grab a towel so I can dry my hands. Green water seems to come easy. But what does it take for a brackish tank? Green water? Well, I mean, what it takes for a brackish tank is salt and water at a certain ratio. I am going to get my trusty little pan here. Turn this, set this phone over here so I can actually read what you guys are saying. Lots of tears, yep. Lots of tears. I'm gonna just take this algae out like that because I don't feel like touching it. It's not working. We're gonna touch it. Should probably clean this filter too. It's been a long time. So let me pull this out. Oh.
Window liquor #5 said Dada Zenny, let's go all the way, yeah, let's go all the way.
The Zenly? What the heck is that? The Zenny? I have no idea. Window liquor. You're off your rocker. Ugh. Should probably clean this a little more often than I do. Ugh.
Window liquor #5 said fail LOL.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. We might have to change the chooch on that. It's barely chooching. Put that back in there. Let's clean this. Be right back. I'm gonna rinse this out. Sponge filter. I don't know how much filtering that was actually doing anymore. Holy cow, this thing was choked up. That's that. Now we're going to hook up the siphon. Python. Because I know how much Geek Boy loves it. And the fact that it annoys him so much gives me great pleasure. So I'm going to use it.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said ladies and gentleworms. Please press the like button before you enjoy the stream.
Oh yeah, there you
Jason
go.
needs to be liked in order to be able to eat meat. Thank you.
Yes. How can you eat your meat if you don't have any likes? Apparently there's a valve on here. There we go. That's better flow. That's a better chooch. Probably should not have done that. Get back in there. Let's get this. That.
Love to trip on fish, aka RJ, said cheers to the beers that never fear.
Cheers to the beers. Yes, sir. Alright, we got bubbles. Now let's do a quick water change. And then we will put some brackish water back in. Now what I usually do is I take whatever salt water I have left over when I do a water change on a saltwater tank, and I just throw that in that small, I think it's like a 15-gallon, what do you call it, trash can. And then I add some RO to it until I get to the right salinity. And that's how I change my brackish water. There's a lot of macroalgae in here from the saltwater tank too. Does pretty well. Does pretty well in brackish.
Probably should not have done that. Explains a lot about that fish room.
Probably should not have done that. Yep. Trial by fire. Yes. Let me do this real quick. Throw that in here. Is there another one? Yes. There it is. Come to me. Clean the glass. If I can. Alright, that's quite a bit of water change there, so I think we're good. I don't want to do too much. Get that out of there. Now, I had a little pump hooked up to a little valve that I was using for these water changes. However, that little pump is so freaking loud and so slow that I think I need something better. So before we do any of that, see if I can address that issue. Is this the same pump? That'd be interesting. Let's go over here. Go over here a second. This is the pump I bought. I had this on hand. I was going to use it on this whole sump system that I was working on that I haven't finished working on because I'm stuck. This flow rate is...
Fishcapade said good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Fishcapades. 150 liters per hour, and this one is 400 gallons per hour. You know, we could only standardize. How many liters are in a gallon? 3.74? Is that right? I know this. Let's ask. Alexa, how many liters are in a gallon? Okay. Alexa, how many liters is exactly in a gallon?
There's 4.
Oh my God. Why are you so useless? Liters to gallons. 1 liter, no, let's deal with it. How many? We do this the other way. Here's 1 gallon. It's 3.78. So 1,500.
Victor C said liked.
Thanks, Victor. 1,500 divided by 3.78. 400 liters per 400 gallons per hour. They're the same size pump. Well, maybe this one won't be so freaking loud. There are different. Oh, there are different manufacturers. Tangled up here. I'm all tangled up. Let's get untangled. See if we can take this out of there. I think we just use the same hose. That'd be kind of cool. Or I can put this hose on there. Maybe that's the problem. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, it does fit. Cool. Struggle is real. And on the end of this, I have a valve, which is rusted shut.
Love 2 Trip on Fish, aka RJ,
All right.
said my Alexa is listening to you and giving bad results too.
Yeah, what is up with that? Like, I mean, this is a pretty standard thing, right? It's a science. This is not like
Scaly
up for
Granny, aka Jenny
debate.
Lynn, said 187 easy Sunday mornings.
Mm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that. I noticed that
Fishcapade
myself.
said, Jason, I have news.
Uh-oh. What
I
news?
got my first ever plecos from last night's auction.
I saw that.
3 L129 plecos, the Colombian zebra pleco.
Those were cool.
They only get to 3 inches, and I'm pretty stoked.
That is cool. I was lurking. Oh! Oh my god, this thing's heavy. One of the reasons I got a... I need to know exactly how many gallons this little tank is too, so... We're gonna have to make some measurements. We're not using Alexa for it because she is apparently incompetent. Give me an approximation. It's approximately
My
4
Fish
gallons.
Tanks Aquatics
4
said
liters.
good morning Jason and fishy folks working and lurking.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. All right. Now, let us put this in there. Put it on the
Fishcapade
bottom.
said lurking not buying lol. I applaud the restraint I saw you
I
eyeing
know.
the rainbows.
I was eyeing those rainbows pretty hard too. But alas, I did resist. They got pretty pricey too, but not that I wouldn't pay that, but I didn't want to be, you know, somebody else clearly wanted them more than I did. Alright, we'll just set this here for now.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said yes, Jenny. Very amazing, especially with Jason's knees being finally exposed. Gonna make a splash in the lights.
It's been very hot out, man. We're in shorts weather now, man. Alright, let's see if this works. That's pretty quiet, actually. That's a lot quieter. Holy cow. Now let me, yeah, we are pretty minimum chooch there, too. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a lot quieter, right? Suppose the other one, it's like, bah! Oh, I guess I should have made sure that there were salinity. Let me just check the salinity real quick. Jack in all this. Well, it's not like it would matter. Everything in here is, the word is euryhaline. Can go from salt to fresh water pretty quickly. I believe even the flounders are. We are good with salt. 0.13414. Usually try to go for 1.5, but sometimes it gets a little light. My mixture is not quite the way it. Okay. While we're doing that, that's filling up. Probably going to end up with more brackish water than I have fish tank space. So let me, I'm just going to do. I like this better. This is definitely a lot quieter. Oh, that's what I was going to do. The saltwater tank's low. That's where you hear all that trickling. I'm going to add a gallon of RO in here to kind of slow that down. Quiet it. Look at that. About a gallon low. It's probably more than that. But. And while we're filling that tank, I'm going to start filling this RO jug. Empty. Cool. That's flowing. That's flowing. While we're filling here, let's see if we can see any, I scare them. I bury them. Using the weight of the glass to keep it, the hose from falling out. Whoa. Whoops. Sorry. Trying to see if I can see any of these little buggers in here. You see one. Man, I need to get some more pseudomugos, some cyanodorsalis. The only time I ever saw them was in Kentucky at that swap, or whatever, at the Triple Crown. They had like a swap in the lobby. So I bought them. I don't know, I wasn't even set up for it, but figured why not. And I should have probably stepped, you know, I slacked on the breeding. So my colony dwindled. That's on me. These are the kind of fish you got to keep working on. Now while that's chooching, you can see water lines at. Dennis Christensen, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, that was a good auction last night. There was a lot of stuff in there. I refrained. I said it earlier. I was just laying in bed watching it. At some point, the eyes closed and didn't open again. So I missed the tail end of it. But it was good. Alright, I should set this up. The bypass siphon thing real quick.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said thinking or suggesting a poll, Jason. How many in chat have gotten any fish because you have them, starting with the blind cave tetras?
Interesting. That's a good question. That's a good question. Alright, let me move this hose over here. Still got water flowing. Alright, I'm gonna fill up the siphon. The overflow. I'm gonna prime it in the 75 down below here. It's easier that way. Come on, man. Goes here.
Fishcapade said, is it too early for an Eid?
Yes, it's far too early for that. This is going to be a problem. I don't have enough hands. Okay, that should work like that. Should work like this. I don't think there's enough.
Big Steve's glass boxes said, good morning, fabulous fish people.
What's up, Big Steve? Good morning, good morning. I'm going to move this on this side.
Fishcapade said, Jason, your AI is still super fired.
Super fired. Yeah. I'm even paying her for this. This is the results I get. I'm hoping I didn't break the siphon, but we'll find out shortly. Oh, Big Steve had stuff in that auction last night. Was that correct? I did see you up there on the screen. Selling the stuff, doing the thing. So those wobbin musters too. I was tempted with those plecos, or yeah, plecos. We have water flowing out. We do have water flowing out. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pinch. You can see the water. Cool. Now we're flowing out over there. I used to have a.
Deb's Aqua Pet said, good morning, afternoon.
Good
Jason
morning.
and everyone.
Good morning.
SWFL.
Whereas Fishy would say, good
Aquatic
day,
said,
good
I
day,
found some
Debbie.
reddish rock on side road. Is
There,
the
we'll
rock for salt
lift that
water
up.
only more purple than red rock?
Found some reddish rock on the side of the road. Is the rock for saltwater only more purple than red rock? Is this a question or is this a statement? I mean, you know, the thing you got to worry about if it's saltwater is it, I guess, mineralizing the tank by decaying, but usually that happens. Doesn't happen with saltwater's alkaline. Basic. No. Sorry, yeah, basic. Alkalines are bases. So usually that doesn't decay rocks. It I don't know. Yeah, try it. But that's cool. That's a question. They sell it in the local fish store. Well, they're selling it in the local fish store, and I think you're pretty good with it. And you're in Florida too, right? I don't know how far from the shore you are, the ocean. But
Love to trip on fish, aka RJ, said, are we still licking rocks?
always, man. If you were really concerned about it and unsure, I would put it, get like a 5-gallon bucket, fill it with salt water, and stick the rock in there, and let it sit there for like a month, and then see what happens. Maybe test the parameters and see like, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. And there's some old looking fish. Those look like females too. Only had a male. I only have 2 left.
Window Licker #5 said, speaking of rocks, what happened to the rock tumbler?
The rock tumbler? What do you mean? I still have it. I have a rock tumbler. I haven't used it in a while though. I haven't had any rocks to worth tumbling. Afraid it's for salt water. I'll ask the store. I mean, you could put saltwater rocks in freshwater too, but it may change the parameters. Like when I kept my African cichlid tanks, first of all, my water's pretty hard already, so they naturally like that. But just to keep a buffer, I used to have limestone pavers. That would the water buffered higher in the tanks. Actually, it was a pretty cool tank.
Windowlicker
I kind of miss
#5
it.
said, I know you do, silly. What happened to using it low L?
It's still around. I haven't used it. It's sitting on a shelf in the garage. You know, there's only so much time in a day. Like I said, I haven't had any rocks worth tumbling. Maybe I should get some. All right, we're almost to the point where, yeah, overflow is gonna start kicking in again. Put a little spacer in it.
Geek Boy said, I thought you just tumbled onto rocks. You still have the blood rock?
I still have the blood rock. Still in the tank. I use this pleco cave, which is like a perfect size to lift this up off the lip. Make sure get a little higher. I think we're flowing now. Yep, water's flowing out. We're about 2/3 of the way down. So we'll keep going. Let me move this back over here. See a little bit better. This tank is completely empty. Should prepare it for some fish. Money laundering is that easy? Yeah. Should probably. Well, I'll let that bucket fill up a little bit more. Where is my? What are you doing, Mr. Jones? Get out of here. You're in my way. Montgomery Jones, what are you doing? Let me pet you. Here, buddy. Scritchy. You're a scritchy kitty, man. Alright, so I bought this to remineralize with. Let me read this.
Thank you, Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo very much for the 20 gifted memberships.
Right on, man. Thank you very much. That's awesome. And congrats to all the people who are winning these memberships. I can see them scrolling now. Linda Word, Scuba Steve, Iron Ram, Vibes, Dennis Christensen, Big Steve, Fishcapades, Nancy B, Boots Cats, Moneyless Maven Shirley, Fish Streams. Dude, look at all these. AJE, Benjamin Peters. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Goes a long way around here. Okay. Equilibrium is specifically designed to establish the ideal mineral content for the planted aquarium. It contains no sodium or chloride, which can be detrimental to the planted aquarium at elevated levels. It's suited for use with RO or DI water or any mineral deficient water. Equilibrium raises the mineral content, mineral electrolyte content, general hardness of the water to balance with and promote stability of carbonate hardness. To maintain KH, we recommend alkaline buffer. To raise mineral content, general hardness by 3 degrees hardness, add 15, what does that say, 16 gallons? 16 grams. 1 tablespoon for every 20 US gallons. Okay. When setting up an aquarium or when making water changes, add to new water. For optimum solubility, we recommend mixing 1 quart of water Resulting mixture will have an opaque appearance. When this mixture is added to the aquarium, it will impart slight haze that should clear within 15 to 30 minutes. Do not use equilibrium when replacing evaporated. This dose is based on DI-RO or other water. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So 1 tablespoon per 20 gallons. So I'm guessing 1 tablespoon probably for this whole. This is the bucket. It's like a trash can. I don't know exactly how many gallons, but we're going to find out in a minute. Sweet. We're gonna see. Now, I don't want to like shock the fish in the tank, so that's why we're only using this little small bucket, 20 gallons at max. And I'm gonna do kind of what we're doing here. I'm gonna
Master Aquatics.
use the siphon.
Just call me Eduardo, said Jason. I'm
Overflow.
wondering if the gifted membership notice will wake up from last night's escapades.
Maybe. Maybe. Let's hope. But yeah, I'm going to use the siphon overflow, so kind of like, we got to do this slow. We're going to do this slow over periods of weeks. And we're going to see if this has any effect on the blackbeard. And we'll test every week. All right? That's the idea. Keep it chooching. So we're entering a new phase. You know what? I should mark that on the... This is the last day of the old tests. Because the water is going to be the same as it was. So what is... Next week will be interesting. So we should put a... I don't know. We'll mark it green. Begin. Whoops. I hate when I do that. Begin remineralization. Begin. Begin. I should probably put that there. Okay. I'm cool with it. And when we test today, it's going to be, I'm going to test before I do the water change. I should test after. I don't know. I am going to test when we mix this. I want to see. I want to test the silicates when we mix this to see, make sure that's what's happening. I am going to have to unplug this pump for a hot second. Plug it into the power strip so that I can empty out the bucket that's filling. Cool. Water's flowing. Oh, might not be a good idea. Gotta add the RO going in there. Oh, damn! I just crimped that hose. That's flowing down the drain. I'll stop in a sec. Let me make sure. See what this RO jug's got. Hopefully I didn't get any of the salt water in there. Nope. 1 TDS. That's pretty good. I can live with 1. Alright, let's see what the tank's at. 75. 417. All right already. It's not pumping. There we go. Oh, good morning, Jody P. Had to see that woke her up. Good morning and thank you for the gifted membership. There you go.
Congratulations, Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo on the membership milestone. Master Aquatics, just call me Eduardo, has been an extraordinary aquarist for 22 months.
Eduardo. Well, congrats, Eduardo. And thank you for the support. Trying to use all the water we can. This water change. We're almost done. We're at the bottom of the barrel here. Mr. Jones, come on. What you doing, buddy? What you doing, dude? He's just chilling. He's like, what is going on over here? He's at a loss for words. All right. Well, while this is finishing up here, I can top my coffee off. Look out, buddy. Let me through here. The last of the coffee. Gotta love it. So, what else we got going on today? We need to, I want to address the 75, the angelfish in there. It's been a while. I put guppy grass in there. Guppy grass is kind of taken over again. And I think I got to change that. I got to get that out of there. Free it up a bit. And I noticed, I don't know if anybody remembers, but back in the day, I had my one angelfish got like, I don't know what the word was. Wasn't like, what is it? Like it's butthole, like started coming out.
Geek Boy said last of the coffee. I'm out.
All my messages keep switching to top messages on yeah. I hate that. That is annoying. Mine said mine did it too, actually. Let's go to all messages. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's I have to keep an eye on that. Oh, dog's flipping out. This is what Monty does. The dog's laying in her bed by the back door, all comfortable, and Monty wants in her spot. So he just stands there and stares at her, and she can't stand the cats. Any animal that tries to get like lovey with her, she's like, nope. So then she borks out, gets upset, and leaves the bed. And then Monty moves right in and lays in the spot.
Said Jason. I only have 16 days left before I return to the classroom for my last year. Any suggestions as to what the hell am I going to do with my life?
You know, just sit on the beach and sip Mai Tais, man. There you go. That's my suggestion. Take it easy. You could wander the earth Like Kane in Kung Fu. That's an old reference. People who don't know this. All you young whippersnappers in this chat. Remember the show Kung Fu? Oh. Got an alarm going off. The temperature has reached 74 degrees. You'll be alright. We're done here too. Yeah, I'm gonna try and move this. Hold on guys. The hose is like wrapped around the camera, so move this over here. I'm gonna stick this in this tank because we're gonna use it next. Let's see, has that worked? Nope, broke the siphon. The horror. The horror. I'll have to mess with that in a sec. But let me clean this mess up. First off, let's drain the water. Let's unplug this. Untangle some cords and some hoses and some pumps. You gotta be careful, I might actually back siphon the tank. Oh jeez. Making a mess. Here, let's try and purge this line, I guess. Well, I'll purge it in a minute here. Set that over there for a sec until we're ready for it. That's now empty. Get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. Let's turn it off. Let's go over here. Turn this light on, probably help. There we go. And reset the siphon. Oh.
Daniel Velez said, "Good morning, everyone."
Good morning, Daniel. Right, that's cooking. Cool. Perfect. All right. As for this, go here for a sec. Let me put the lid back on. I'll clean this part of the lid. Since I cleaned the other part, I might as well clean this part too. No, we don't need the siphon at the moment. Let's take that off. Give it a good once over with the brush. Scrubby. And this scrubby, I don't ever use any like sort of chemicals on it. Just the scrub brush and water. That's it. I don't want to contaminate it. That's how I roll with that. All right, let's put my handy dandy lid back on. For those that don't know, I made this some J channel from FRP, like plastic panels you see like in commercial bathrooms. Pieces of glass that slide on a track. There we go. Ta-da! Water change on the brackish tank is done. Okay, now I am going to take brackish, whatever. I'm going to rinse this out real well. This bucket. Should probably move the camera over here so you guys can get a whiff of what's happening. Just a sec, let me set that up there. Basically just doing that. Let's move this pump over there. Now I gotta free up this camera. Tangled. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Bear with me. You guys are going for a ride. We gotta go under. Here we
Master
go.
Aquatics.
Ta-da.
Just call me Eduardo said, has
Under.
anyone noticed that this stream's name is easy, but nothing Jason does looks or is easy? Just asking.
Shh, it's all easy. Always easy. Everything here is easy. Okay. This is my whole setup for RO. We don't need spackle knives in the way. This lid off too, so you don't want any salt water in here. So, oh my God, just sit down. This, I'm gonna grab my phone so I see what we're doing here, is the mess that I deal with. Got 3 different kinds of tanks. The RO system is plumbed into this big trash can. Dusty. Clean off the dust. This one. Set again anyway. Okay, so there's a float valve in here, and when that tank tops off, it shuts the RO off. Let me rinse this one more time. I'll show that to you in a sec. See what you guys are looking at. Yeah, anyway, the RO system, my butt is what you're looking at. It's plumbed in to the sink behind here. Just is on this side of the wall. Yep, and it floats in there, so...
Vinoxky said, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Vinoxky. What's going on, man? Hang on, we're running out of slack on this cord. There we go. See? I don't know if you can see the float valve, but when it gets down, it starts filling up the RO. I have the... I do have it on me. I don't know if you can see that float valve here. Let's get closer. Oop. This is real tight here, so... It's basically plumbed in. Okay? You get the idea. Go back here. Let me set this lid over here for a sec. Let me test TDSs. 1. That's a good sign. Fuzzy in here. Cool. All right, so let me dump this water out.
Whip's World said, hiya, beautiful people. Let's
What's
get
up, Whip?
tanked.
Good morning, Whip. All right, now we need to determine how many gallons this can hold. Small bucket, whatever, trash can. I'm going to call them buckets, all right? That's all it is. It's just a bigger bucket, right? Don't mind the mess that's everywhere in this basement. It's an art form in here. Okay. All right. So I guess the easiest way to test this would be to Let me rinse out these buckets. Oh, I don't need more than one. I just need a bucket. Right, Lillian? Oh, Lily's skulking over there. Let me put the lid back on the RO tank so I don't get any like debris in it. Rinse this bucket out. Pretty poor job of cleaning, but only
Whips
ever
World
has
said,
water.
"Good morning, Eduardo."
Eduardo. Eduardo, if you only knew how much of a celebrity you were on this channel. When you're not here, that's all we talk about. Is Eduardo. Where is Eduardo? Now, if I had to guess, just by sheer volume, I'm going to go with 15 gallons. Or, I'm sorry, 10 gallons. So I am going to take... Oh, we should go this way. Just know, I don't think you can see it in the camera here. Well, probably can. Trying to make sure everything's in focus here.
Fishcapade said, "Okay, she's super fired times infinity. She read it fine for a whip."
You didn't use enough exclamation points. So I'm going to take this RO. I'm going to fill that bucket. I use this pump for the RO system and this pump alone. I have a plug right here that goes into the wall right above it. I'm just going to fill that. I'm going to fill this trash, or this 5-gallon bucket. I'll fill it to that first ring. That's what I'm going to call 5 gallons. Out of my face. Little Lily. What are you doing, little Lil? You over there skulking. Okay. That's 5 gallons. Put this in there. Yeah, I'd say that's about half. Fill it up. I guess we're going to be doing 10, and the recipe was 1 tablespoon per 20, so we're going to do half a tablespoon for 10. And we're only going to do, what, 10% water, or, yeah, I guess it's a little more than 10%, 15%? 75 gallons, 10% of that would be 7.5. Half of 7.5 is 3.25, well, 3.75. Right, I think. 7.5. Half of 7 is 3.5. Half of 0.5 is 2.5. Yeah, 3.75. Sounds good to me. If you can't hear the trickling, that's the RO system, the float valve trying to fill it back up. That. Put my hose back, out the way. Put the lid back on the RO. Let that chooch away. Let's put the other
Whips
one.
World said, "Math is hard."
It is.
I'll just agree with you and call it good.
Yeah, that's definitely 10 gallons. So we're pretty full on that. 10 gallons. Now, if I was a smarter man, I would have moved that over there first. But I'm not a smart man. God, now I gotta lift 10 gallons. Alright. I guess let's move the camera back over here. We'll go here. That way you can see me struggle the whole way across the fish room. Okay, let me put a lid on this so I don't slop it all over the place, and if I do, I don't get completely wet. Watch out, little Lily! Oh. Okay. Start with me, little cat. Start with me, little cat. I see you over there skulking. Just throw that out. See you skulking, little cat. All right. Let's move here. All right. I guess we don't need to do this. Should be better.
SWFL Aquatics said, now you know why you have back problems.
Don't judge me, man. Okay. Now what we should do, get the lid so I don't get anything in this until we're ready.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said RJ. You most likely had a sex Puerto Rican Spanish teacher and a really bad English teacher in high school.
All right, let's, man, I must have stirred up a bunch of junk in there because there's stuff floating all over the place. And take my water samples.
Scaly Granny, aka Jenny Lynn, said, get him Lily. LOL.
Run, Lily! Run away, little Lilo. All right. Let me, what do I do with the towel? Here's the towel. Get these vials of water right where I need them. And we will test it. So what did I say? 7.5 plus 3.75 is what, 11?
Andy Carson said,
10.5.
if someone who didn't know you heard that you have 3 garbage cans of water in your basement and spend hours talking while being the only one in the room may be utterly confused.
They might be. But, you know, this is the life I lead. And it would be confusing. Okay. So we did that. We got the water in the vials.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said I'm a sexy Puerto Rican English teacher and none of my students earn a fees. Just making a point.
Let me get my stir stick here. Rinse it off because it was dusty. Trusty little stir stick. And now I need half a teaspoon, a tablespoon. Let me double check that measurement before I go crazy. I think I have a measuring spoon in here. Is there half teaspoons? Half tablespoon is what I need. 1 tablespoon. Can't read it because it's covered in salt. It's the one I use. I got this aquarium co-op. What do you call it? Measuring spoon. It's got like 4 different measurement things on it. But I can't see what they are because it's got salt water. I use it for. I use the tablespoon for the salt. So, I'm hoping there's a half tablespoon on this one. If not, I'm going to have to go grab one from upstairs. 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon.
Aquatic Moose said,
Half a teaspoon, quarter of a teaspoon. Course. Now wait a second. 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon. So that would be 1.5 teaspoons. Right? Math. We can do this. Trying to get it dry so. Hang on. This should work. Set that over again. Oh. You with me here? You're with me. All right, cool. So let's open up equilibrium. Now let's take I just realized I'm using the table I need to open up. All right. I'm trying to think if I had a little. Do I have? I do. How clean it is, though. The easiest thing to do would just be move what I'm sitting on.
Window
What I'm
Licker
standing on.
#5 said,
There,
I'm a
let's
little
go over
lost.
this
Did
way.
you test the 75 already?
No, I just took the vials to test it. I'm going to test
Love
it.
to
I'm going to
trip
mix
on
this,
fish,
and then we're going to do the
RJ
testing.
said. And away with language and back to math. Is this the new math or real math?
This is the new math. The math that works. All right. So we need 1.5 teaspoons is half a tablespoon. Right? Strike that off level. There's 1 teaspoon. This is the half teaspoon. This is going to be hard. Ah, making a mess. Try not to make a mess. Oh,
Daniel Velez
that was
said,
fail.
there is no need to be exact when remineralizing. I have used equilibrium since the 80 AS. I marked the side of the tank to remove 30 gal and remineralized accordingly. Elaine said, right.
Right. Well, I'm trying to be exact for this because I want to. You got to be scientific here. It's for science. All right. So that was 1.5 teaspoons approximately.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said only a real chef knows the exact translations of measurements. And Jason is a great fish chef. Hi, Elaine.
There we go. All right. We're going to let this mix. We're going to let that dissolve for a little while. And now we're going to do the testing. Okay. And while we're waiting for that, you guys go over here.
Whip's World said it's for science.
For science, man. Come on. Can't do science without exact. All right, bear with me here. Here we go. You guys can look at some fish in the meantime. Okay? Okay. Think we're good here? We're good there. Oh. Bending over like that was too much. Too much. I'm going to find me a spoon that's exactly 1.5 tablespoons. Or, I guess a half tablespoon? That's the word I was looking for.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said, and here I thought it was astronomy.
All right. We'll do the nitrates first. We're going to calibrate.
Window Licker #5 said so. Okay, this water you're remineralizing. Is it less than your water, less KH, or what are you chasing?
Yes, it is less KH. It's also less silicates. Probably slightly less GH. Less KH, less GH. I guess
Bionic
we
Bigfoot
might have to
said
test the whole water.
WTF is science.
WTF is science. Science is the basis of everything, man. Without science, we're just cavemen sitting in the dark. All right, let me.
Scaly Granny, aka Jenny Lynn, said blinded me with science.
That's right. It's poetry and motion. Science. Thomas Dolby. For those who don't know that song, Thomas Dolby, that's the dude who invented the Dolby sound systems, surround sound. Sound engineer guy. Decided to make some music. All right, doing the nitrates first.
Window Licker #5 said, so you're softening your water, or what are you adding more than your tap water?
I'm softening
Geek Boy
it.
said science is that crap we ignore and are trying to eradicate.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing about science. It don't care what you think. It is what it is, whether you choose to believe or not. It has no feelings. It's just objective. All right. And that was that. Now let's do the phosphates. Should probably.
Love to trip on fish, aka RJ, said, I think that you are getting your physical education class to work.
Yeah. This is science and PE. In other words, physics. That science in motion is physics. All right. Shake, shake, shake. We got 5 minutes on that one. It's poetry and motion. Oh, man. It's in my head now. What was it last week? It was Sly and the Family Stone. Now this week it's Thomas Dolby.
Window Licker #5 said, okay, so this going to hurt the BBA, but your plants are going to like it.
That's the plan. Better for plants, probably better for the fish. That's why we got to do it slow too. We can't just like do 100%, 50% water change like we normally do. And what I'm going to do is use the bypass siphon thing, and that should even make it even like more.
Scaly Granny, aka Jenny Lynn, said I knew that would get you low well.
You know me too well, Jenny.
Whip's World said, Jason, whether for science or insanity, I know you make RO en masse, but do you chase water parameters in lots of tanks, or just a rare few? How does that work out for you long term?
I don't know, Whip, because this is the first time I'm doing it, and you're here to witness it. So honestly, this is it. This is the whole new experiment. We're moving down a new road here. See what happens. All right, while we're sitting here, I want to, oh man, it's right over here. I'm going to take a sample of this water, stir this up again, make sure. I'm going to use this to test silicates. So one of the things went down a rabbit hole of BBA likes silicates. All that sand, a lot of silicates. There's silicates in my tap too, because we tested that. So I'm going to test this. Let's see. We should be at 0 because there was no silicates in the RO system when I tested that. Little Lily, you better run. We got a minute left on those tests. If I remember, I got to do a lot of prep for the calibration on this. Let me throw out all those niblets. It's a whole new system we're trying out here. We're testing out some stuff. Let me do the silicate test here. Let me see. Ooh. The instructions. Press the on-off button. Determine all segments display. Yeah. Fill the curvette.
3G said, my 40 breeder is having a BBA issue, and it's all DG's fault.
That's right. Blame me. Just by watching the stream, you get BBA. That's how it works. Okay. I have to add 6 drops of the A. Replace the cap, swirl, wait for minutes. Okay, that's right. Remember this. Shake this up a little bit. Let's open up this. Dog is barking out over there. 0.46 on the phosphates. That's actually pretty high. Really high. Let me mark that down before I forget. 0.46. Watch out, Lily. Watch out, Zoe. Hey. 0.46. Okay. Okay. Now we need to do 6 drops. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Swirl it for 4 minutes, or swirl it and wait 4 minutes. Replace the cap and swirl the solution. Wait 4 minutes. Alright, solution has been swirled. We will replace the cap. We gotta wait 4 minutes. Put this back. Now we're gonna need the B solution. Let's see, I need that too at some point. Let's get the B first.
Whip's World said, this has nothing to do with nothing. But did you people know rosy red minnows ate duckweed?
That's good to
I
know.
added some to my tub to add plant denitrification process, but 24 later it was mostly gone.
Yeah, that's good to know. My goldfish will eat duckweed like crazy. Actually, my garas will too. The rufas that are in the tank with the goldfish, they eat the duckweed as well. Okay, this is the B solution. We add the B, place the cap, shake well until dissolved, and wait 1 minute. Okay. So, B. She blinded me with science. Nitrates are 15.8. That's slightly down. Boom. What is going on here? How did my test get all messed up? Oh, derp. That's why. Entered 2027 and it like, there we go. It made the scale all sorts of mess. All right. 2 years in the future. This can be out. Cut off. Can be taken out. Turn that off. Can open up this packet, I guess. In the meantime, while we wait for the 4 minutes. C reagent. These little snippets. Packaging. Let's empty these vials. Clean them. Rinse them with some RO.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said Jason.
Yes.
I'm wondering, with all the educational information you are presenting, you think peeps should hit the like button.
I definitely do think that. I think that would be a great idea. 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 5 Garas. 6 over there. Be 8 in here. There's 8. There's 7 on the glass. And hiding somewhere. Oh, there's the 4 minutes. We add the B. Now it says add the B. Place the cap, shake until completely dissolved, and wait 1 minute.
Select Pet said morning all.
Good morning,
I'm late,
Select
but
Pet.
here.
Well, better late than never, right? Is that dissolved? That looks dissolved. Okay. 1 minute, we will... Oh, wait. Replace the cap, wait 1 minute, and then insert this to calibrate. Okay. It's just to calibrate. Holy smokes. This goes off, we will calibrate. Let me, that should be ready. And then once we calibrate, then we open the cap, add the contents of packet C, replace the cap, shake until it's completely dissolved, insert the checker, and then wait 3 minutes, which will count down for me. It'll count down for me. Okay. While we're waiting, I'm going to sip some coffee out of my depths unknown mug. Well, that was a short wait. All right, insert.
PNW Aqua said easy 187. I guess you can say you're killing it. Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
Whip's World said, what if I'm still on the fence, Eduardo?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. Okay, we are calibrated. Now let's add the reagent. C. E. Shake it up. Once it's completely dissolved, we gotta wait 3 minutes. And it'll run its test. It seems pretty dissolved to me. Okay, cool. Put this in there. Press and hold. 3 minutes, we'll have an answer. I'm guessing it's going to say 0. Hoping it says 0. Otherwise, I don't know what we're doing. We're doing this
Master
for fun.
Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said Whip. Hope you stay off the spikes on the fence. You wouldn't want any pricklings on Uranus.
Uranus. Uranus.
Select Pet said this stream is what I need to inspire me to do the things I need to do in the fish room.
There you go.
Anyone know where to buy the time I need to do it?
Yeah, that's a good
Running
question.
low on hours.
Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's the time. Set an alarm.
Window Licker #5 said I was outdoor wedding yesterday at a vineyard.
Nice.
They had a pond. All
Nice.
I could think about was the water quality, because it was all green and needed some flow bad.
Bunch of algae. Stagnant. Yeah, you'll have this. Speaking of ponds, my outdoor tub, I was looking at it yesterday and I saw a bunch of little fry in there. And we got some babies. What did I just get a notification for? What is Windows telling me now? It is telling me, oh, that I had memories. Oh, that's cute. This is apparently a year ago. Holy cow. Let's take a look. While we're waiting for that to count down. That was a year ago. Mr. Jones was on that ladder. He decides he likes to climb up that ladder. Anyway, this is where we're at today. Nitrates were down.
Love to trip on
Phosphates
fish,
were up.
aka RJ, said I want to buy some of the time
TDSs
from
are
20
down.
years ago.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. Get out back to time. Man. Youth is wasted on the young, man. Isn't that the old saying? How long we got? 28 seconds. And then I will set this pump up. I should probably start doing that now.
KJE Aquatics said good morning, people.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us. All right. Ow! God. Man. Pinch my finger like something's fierce. This lid is so tight. There we go. Oh, that hurt. Hurt really bad, man. Not fun. Oh. Stick this in here.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Daniel Vegas said GTG, thanks for the stream. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. All right, the silicates read 0.07, which is not nothing. So that's interesting. So there must be something in there that's...
SubOUFL Aquatics said Jason Apunani.
What? What'd you call me? Let's go there. All right. What is it? 0? I'm going to put this here under 0.00. Oh, too many zeros. It was a tentative number. All right. That's pretty low. Less than a tenth. 7/100ths. All right, let's start pumping water. That's gonna drain. And throw in some RO water here, or remineralized water that we're using. Science! That's just gonna grind for a minute. Let me turn it off. There we go. Let me rinse out this tray. Okay. At some point this should start flowing out. Yep, looks like it is. I can make sure. Yep, there we go. Cool. Now, this can go somewhere else. This is a pump that was really noisy. This is some extra hose. I have to go through this fish room one of these days and clean some stuff out. Got a lot of excess stuff in this fish room. Just laying all over the place. Started when I got all the stuff last year. It's been a year already. We cleaned Patty out. All this stuff kind of came into the fish room, and it's been kind of a cluster ever since.
Love to trip on fish, aka RJ, said I always had a problem with catch and release fishing. Whip's World said wee boop wee ba, she minded me. Science!
It's poetry in motion.
Just call me Eduardo, said Jason. It might be a good idea to show some more leg and knees to increase the like button to 30. And a pole dance.
Yeah.
Liquor hash
I don't want to
5
move
said
backwards
so.
in
If this
subs.
works well, how feasible is it to do the whole fish room?
Well, I think it would be, I'd need a bigger storage tank. Let's put it that way. A bigger way to store the water. But I mean, it's not, I mean, this is 10 gallons. Right? So, but we're doing the dilution method. So it's not like I'm taking 10 gallons out and putting 10 gallons in. I'm displacing 10 gallons. Which will change the parameters even slower. This might take a while. But it's good to know that like the silicates are not through the roof. We can live with 0.07. This is a low range silicate test too. And that's why it only reads up to 2.0. And if you don't know, the water's flowing in over there. You can see it, but you can see the bubbles from it. And then it's flowing out over there, down into this bucket that's filling up. And once it gets full, I'll turn that pump back on. And we'll roll. I'm genuinely curious, like how much this is going to change things. The next week's test will be interesting. We'll see what happens. Who was it last week that was like clear off a spot and see if it's because on that log, clear off a spot of the long BBA? Maybe it's the GARs don't like it so long.
Whip's World said Jason, everyone knows the syndicates don't go through the roof. They throw you off it.
Yeah. yeah. I'm trying to see if there is any difference from where I pulled stuff off. Maybe. I don't know. Guess we have to wait on that one. The silicates, yeah, syndicates. Syndicates threw you off, yeah. I'm back to yeah, I'm back to top messages again. Interesting. How feasible is it to do the whole room? The whole room would be it would be doable. But like I said, it would take a bigger. I'd have to probably mix up that 45-gallon.
Window Liquor Hash 5 said, so do you think it's mostly substrate related?
No, because when I tested the tap water, there was the silicates were above. They were higher than the thing could measure. So even if it wasn't the substrate, I don't even know if it's the substrate doing it. I suspect that, it's sand. Sand is a lot of silica. So I'm sure there's some silicates in the sand. But the tap water had silicates in it. And I believe if I was reading it, in municipal water supplies, they add silicates. No. Is that right? No. They don't add it. It's because silica, from what I understand, is one of the most common elements on this planet. And water passes through it and picks it up. And then it just gets transmitted. The RO system seems to, last time I tested the RO, it came through with 0 silicates. Yeah, silica's in like all sorts of stuff. Rocks, minerals.
Andy Carson said I was the one that had
There
the
you go.
clearing a patch off BBA idea. Looks about the same this week to me.
Yeah, kind of hard to tell. But yeah, it doesn't look much different. But we'll see. Let's see. Look at that BBA just flowing, waving in the breeze. We're almost half. So this tank, I should have marked where that 10 gallons was. Damn it. Silica is earth. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Yeah, a lot of rocks are mixed with silica. Silica. Silica, also known as silicon dioxide, is a compound composed of
Master
silicon and
Aquatics.
oxygen and is a
Just
common
call me
mineral found
Eduardo,
in the
said
Earth's
Jason,
crust.
with all the BBA god that you are. Why didn't you offer any at last night's auction? Millions would have bid.
I should do that. That'd be funny. Alright, so it is a common mineral found in the Earth's crust. It exists in various crystalline and non-crystalline forms, with quartz being the most abundant crystalline form. Silica is widely used in construction, manufacturing, and various industrial applications. Yeah, crystalline silica dust is really bad for your lungs, so don't breathe any of that. Yeah, used in concrete, mortar, Portland cement, found in glass, ceramics, silicon carbide, used as a refractory material in foundries as a gemstone, used as various industrial processes such as abrasive blasting. Silicosis is an incurable lung disease. Causes shortness of breath, coughing, and fatigue. There you go. All right.
Elaine said, can BBA be absorbing nutrients from the log?
That's possible, I'm sure. There you go. Silicates are the most abundant mineral in the Earth's crust. They are built from a basic unit called the silica tetrahedron. There's a which is composed of 1 silicon atom and 4 oxygen atoms. Tetrahedron can link together in various ways to form different silicate structures, including chain sheets and 3-dimensional frameworks. That's interesting. Ooh, we gotta turn this on. Or we're gonna overflow. Was not paying attention. There we go. Good thing I have that little overflow sensor.
Adam McReynolds said I
That's
bought
full.
a group of rosy barbs, and they destroyed the BBA in the tank I put them in.
There you go. I had some rosy barbs. I don't know what happened to them. I don't think they lasted. Where was I at here? Quartz, feldspar, mica, a bunch of other stuff. It's common silicate materials. Yeah. It's everywhere, man.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said Elaine.
Eduardo.
The most believable thought about the BBA is that it thrives off Jason's submersion of his hands.
Anywhere near enough. And then I guess the good thing about doing it this way is I don't even have to turn the filter off. I could just keep everything going. I have been feeding baby brine, not so much this tank. I do most of the smaller fish with the baby brine. And these past guys are go. I need to get more of those. I forgot to put a mop in there last week. Oh man. Should give myself a like while I'm sitting here watching the stream. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you, Choochin. Okay. Pull back up. Can the BBA be absorbing nutrients from? I would assume. I mean, sure the wood seems to be really well. It's also on the cord to the power head. Was on the sponge filters. So yeah, I guess. I would have, yeah. There is also a lot of nutrients in the water column, as we can tell by the phosphates and the nitrates and the. Notice that the gars tend to like to clean those leaves a lot. Plants. I have a bunch of Schultz eyes that I got from Fishroom back in March. They're still kind of little, but they'd probably be good in this tank. The only Cory I have in here is that one Adolphoi, man. The whole other colony is gone away. It's been, I've had them for quite a while. I mean, it's going 2018, 17, going on almost 10 years. Well,
Master
not quite 10 years.
Aquatics. Just call me
7
Eduardo,
years.
said Jason. You have reached 30 likes. Thank your Barol
Woo!
supporters.
Thank you very much. There's 37 of you watching this. Somebody's slacking out there. I switched back to all messages again, or top message. So weird. Just by me tilting my phone back and forth, it changes which one is. I don't know why he keeps doing that. I guess they really want top messages. I don't know why. I don't know why YouTube's got to select what I see first. It's annoying. I want it real time. Excuse me. Where is this tray? Oh, here it is. I'm gonna tilt this. Oops, don't step on that. We're gonna tilt this a little bit so we get some more water out. It's poetry in motion. Science! Yeah, it's a little hazy. I can see it kind of, the remineralization taking a hot minute. But we're doing about, I'd say, what, 15% water change? Or displacement? Not changing water, we're replacing water. That's a pretty good start, I think. It's nothing too crazy. Not going to make any drastic swings. Honestly, that .07 might have been from leftover tap water that I used to rinsing the thing out. Maybe even some of the brackish.
Rain again,
Oh no, he's here!
falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a new emotion.
Good morning, Fishymon. Funny. He's back.
Love to Trip on Fish, aka RJ, said I want some real-time bra supporting with my hands.
That's lovely, that is.
That's right. You want some real-time what? I want some real-time bra support. Okay, there you go. Yes.
Fishymon64 said, good morning, everyone, and you to Jasmine.
Man, it's already almost 11 o'clock. This day's going quick. I think after this, we're going to deal with that 75, get some of that guppy grass out of there, do a water change on that.
Whip's World said sometimes my nitrates are off the charts from the tap. Chemicals from the surrounding age fields leach into our water.
Wow.
I hate it. I don't test for TDS, but if I did, I'd sell the house today.
Yeah, sounds like you'd be a perfect candidate for some RO, man. Maybe this would be a good idea. Do the remineralization thing. That way, you know, you're starting with something. Or
Master Aquatics.
depends on where you're at. You can
Just
even
call me Eduardo, said
catch
Jason.
rainwater, man.
Did you notice that after I typed IMASTFU, Fishymon shows up? Just saying.
Yeah, coincidence? But yeah, Whip, I mean, you might RO or, you know, get a rain barrel. Plumb that in somehow. So you could steal the water. That might help you. You'd have to remineralize that too, I would assume. Wow, that geo is looking incredible right now. This fin, man, it's like blue. Those are my Tapajos, or pyrocephalus is what they now are. Fireheads. I also have a wine miller eye in the other 75. Get to him in a minute. Yeah, look at that. It just refreshed and then set into top messages. Interesting. I just watched it happen in front of my face. Now, I know some places it's, I don't know, it's illegal or against code to divert. From what I understand, the law is written that it's illegal. It depends on where, but I've read about this. It's illegal to divert water from a natural aquifer. going to a natural aquifer. And I guess some people consider rainwater. If you capture rainwater, that's you're diverting it from entering the natural aquifer, and that's where people get in trouble. But I guess it all depends on your locality. Some places don't have any issue with it. You also have to make sure you got a good capture system, like you know, if it's coming off your roof, you don't want roof chemicals or debris, dust. You'd have to get like some sort of sediment. Standpipe would probably work.
Fisherman 64 said in.
All right, well, thanks for being in. I think we're hitting the bottom of the barrel here. Whoa, we're about to overflow again. I was turning the wrong button, that's why. That bucket is about, I'd say, 3.5 gallons.
Whip's World said I'm in the country. The rain police don't bother me.
There
here.
you go, man. See, then you don't have to worry about what's leaching in fields into your water supply. You just have to worry about what's coming out of the clouds. Which is a pretty good filter.
Select Pet said he said bottom of the barrel. Is that a reference to us? PNW Aqua
No.
said bottom of the barrel? Literally or figuratively?
Both. This, you know, we're at the bottom of the barrel here, man. I'll let you infer what I meant. Whoa! Drop my phone. Almost dropped my phone. All right, getting there.
Elaine said I always let it rain a bit before I put my buckets out to clean the roof a bit.
Yeah, I've seen setups where people have like a
64 said there
like a
was
pipe.
fish swimming in the street in Plainfield, NJ.
Yeah, man, there was last week. We had some crazy rain.
Victor C said the depths unknown barrel.
That's right. Who knows how deep that barrel goes? Endless. I think we might be at the bottom here. We are at the bottom. I can see that there's no more nothing coming out. So let's unplug this. Let's hit that again to make sure we got that empty. Let's do this. Do this. All right. I hear you. Let's make sure we're getting all the extra water out of that. Ow. Killing my butt. Ow. Crap. Perfect timing. All right, let's put all this away. Let's put my new pump cord. Probably stay out. That can go in there. Or not. Okay. That's that. Let's take this off of here. Empty the siphon. Close this lid. Cool. I'm gonna rinse this Rinse this.
Fisherman 64 said I've been to the bottom of the bottle before, and I don't remember much from that night.
We do. Ah, the Clash many moons ago. Alright. Put the lid on that so no dust gets dirt in there. That's filling up. Alright, we're done with that. I'm going to move the camera over to here.
Whip's word said Mr. Manifesto, the
Yo.
degenerate fish keeper from depths unknown, sir.
That's right.
The bottom of the barrel is dark and a little lonely. I like it there.
Yep. Alright. Here is 75. Now, this guppy grass is going nuts in here. And I think it's creating an issue. Well, first of all, I know I probably got to service the sponge filters in here. It's been a long time. So let me get this bucket. I'm just going to start horking out BBA, guppy grass. Probably infuse the BBA. Yep, definitely. God. We're going to have to do a huge water change. Well, I don't know about huge, but we're going to have to definitely do a water change. Well, at least the guppy grass is soaking up a lot of nutrients. You have to remove it all, but we're going to remove some. Large wad of it. Look at how much of this is. Holy cow. Biomass. Crazy. It was a good nutrient sink, though. Still a lot of BBA in here. All right. Now, let me get the siphon. Now, this is a time where the siphon actually really is important because this tank is below the sink, below the drain, so I have to actually pump it up to go down. So I could either use the pressure of the water or I could use electricity to pump. Either way, it's costing something. And I'm going to use the pressure of the water. Let me just start that. I am going to clean the glass while I'm here. Let me get my motor up. One up. The other thing we got to do is mops. Spawning mops. And I think we're done. Oh, this has got green here. Green spot algae growing on the glass. I love it. Worst. Diatom's off first. And get in there with the, what do you call it? Scraper. No, this is taking it off. Let's see it. You might not have to get in there with a razor blade. Whoa. What is this? BBA. Let's move this bucket back over here. All right.
P&W Aqua said I like to use a magic eraser for the green spot algae.
Yeah, I've heard that's a good thing. For me, that always weirds me out because you know that thing is like decaying in the tank, right? And melamine or melamine, melamine. Yeah, that's
Kalish
like
said, "Good
falling apart in
morning,
the tank. I don't know if
Jason.
it does anything,
Hello,
but it just makes
wonderful
me feel
people."
weird. Good morning, Kalish. What's going on? Thanks for joining us. Doing a little maintenance here today. The old 75er. The angelfish tank. I guess this is good enough. Actually came out pretty well.
Window Licker #5 said, "Is this Mr. G's tank?"
This is Mr. G's tank. Mr. G is in here somewhere. Last time I checked, he was. He's kind of a hard dude to spot. He doesn't like to come out very much. He comes out at night. They only come out at night. But we got BBA. It's flowing like the wind. We got the roots of guppy grass, guppy grass sticking in BBA. There's also a lot of L33s in here, 333s. And Fishymon. Look at this wad. Suck all that. Go.
Fisherman64 said, "And I've been wrong. I've been down to the bottom of every bottle. These 5 words in my head scream, are we having fun yet?"
Always. I don't think this Pleco cave is going to be doing very well. Completely submerged in rocks. Alright, let me try and cap that off. So much BBA. Let me go over here. Oh. Let me unclog that which is clogged. I'm gonna have to replace this faucet, man. This thing's a night. Oh my god. I didn't realize I'm flooding the basement. Stupid faucet's leaking around the elbow. And I just sent a bunch of water on the floor. Well, I guess that's what towels are for. Should not do that.
Whips World said, "Mel, you still here?"
Take it easy, man. I don't know if anybody responds to you after screaming like that. Alright, the Magnafloat thing left a bunch of smudges all over the glass. Alright. Can already tell that like the airflow in here is minimal. So let me get the tray and we'll start cleaning off some sponge filters. Start over here. Of course I did. This yeah, this is not an aquarium co-op sponge filter. This is just a regular old whatever fine filter. The fine sponge. Alright, let's clean it.
Love to Trip on Fish, aka RJ, said if you can come over and clean our glass boxes, that would be great. Select Pet said it's AFINE fine sponge.
F-I-N-E fine. It's F-I-N-E fine. I think the other two are co-op sponges.
Whip's Word said I think I blew out my larynx.
Sounded like it. And this thing is really dirty. Keep doing this till it stops coming out brown. It's brown, flush it down.
Select Pet said, so if you say a sponge filter sucks or blows, does that mean they're good or bad?
What is it? I guess it's, yeah. That's a good question. The old, does a vacuum suck? No, it doesn't. In physics, the vacuum wouldn't suck. It would be the carpet blowing, right? As pressure moves from high to low. It's not sucking. The carpet is blowing. Ugh. All right. One. I feel like we need a little more flow than that. Might have to adjust the air coming out of here. Let's deal with this one first. So let's get all the Blackbeard all over this hose. Oh, that's not even, I think that's the probe for the, yeah, it's the Inkbird probe. Never clog air stones. Always seem to clog. But I guess the beauty of it is you just adjust it and they're unclogged. All right. Oh, it's a lot of work, man. Guppy grass roots all inside the sponge filter. Here we go. Lots of guppy grass. For a coarse filter, man, this is actually picking up a lot of junk. Yes, that's good. This is the Corium Co-op one. There's one. This one has a double sponge. I stack these two. Probably. Oh, yeah. Let's put that back. Oh. Let's go this way. All right. One more to do. And this is like surrounded by a wad of black-beard algae. See this one moving. Better. Better. And this one. Oh. Okay. We're good on the sponge filters now. That's that. Let's put everything back. Better flow. Cool. Cool with that. I'm gonna make sure that the siphon isn't clogged. Which I feel like it is. What did I just do that for? Hang on a second. Okay. I really wish this water would stop squirting out the back. It's getting worse. We are gonna have to do something about this. We are absolutely gonna have to do something about this. Try and clean up some of this water on the floor here. Holy cow. We made a mess.
Window licker
Shocker.
#5 said duct tape it.
Yeah. Flex tape. Or flex seal or whatever that is. Duct tape does not do well when it gets wet. At least the sticky side doesn't. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's better. It's not horrible now. Huh. Still wet, but it's not like an inch of water. Oh man. Killing my back, Smalls. It's better than nothing. Let that dry up. Dust these rags off. That's why it's good to have a bunch of Fishroom towels, man. For this very reason. They will need to get washed.
Window licker #5 said, are there any cords on the floor? Kenny almost extricated himself.
Yeah. Nope, not in this corner. Although, whoever designed this house back in 1928 had the great idea of putting a basement sink right next to the electrical box. So, well, it's not a problem at the moment. It is definitely wouldn't pass code today. People lived by the skin of their teeth back then. Alright, this is like a good 40-50% water change already. I think we're good. I think we should probably leave it at that. This all away. Wrap this hose up. Alright. Enough! Enoch Chuck. You guys remember that from the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons? The Indian chief guy. He's be like, Enoch Chuck. He would grow like to like 3 stories tall. I don't know why I just thought of that. Okay. There's that. Let's move this out of the way. We can unplug this. This is the bypass siphon that can go over here for now. Oh my god, what did I do with my phone? It's right there. Okay. Gotta go pick up some new glass boxes. Have a great day, everyone. Well, good luck with that, dude. Enjoy. This. Did I do the silicate? No, I didn't clean this one out. Okay. Let me clean out the silicate test. Reset it for next week. Okay. That is chug-a-luggin'. The mineralizer over here. And I guess while that's what time is it? We got like 20 30 minutes. Alright, cool. This should be enough time to look at fry. Let me fill this up because I don't want to put a bunch of water on the floor. Six hours on that. Did I put this back on 6 hours? I think this might be 8 hours. Three hours, 6 hours, 6 hours. No, honestly, I should probably only do 3. Do 6. It's poetry in motion. Oh God, it never ends.
Benjamin Peters said, "Good morning, Jason."
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Okay, that's what we're looking at. The BBA is real. And for all that guppy grass, hasn't done much for it. Yes, we know. Temperature dropped. Temperature dropped because I am adding water to the tank. Significantly colder than what was in there.
That's lovely, that is.
Mm-hmm. Now, last time I checked, Mr. G was down in there. Can't see a damn thing with Willis Blackbeard. Geophagus made himself a little cave underneath that log. That's him right there, the Wine Miller eye. All he does is hide all day, every day.
Select Pet said, "Just don't accidentally add 12 or more hours worth of water to the tank like I did.
Oh,
I
man.
still have a mess from that."
Yeah. When you said that, was that last night you said that? Oh, my God. That's brutal. I saw it was in the chat when you said that. I'm like, man. Oh. Fish swimming on the ground. Dude's like covered in blackbeard algae dust. We're almost full. Alright, that's good enough. Close the lids. We wrap this hose up. And that's it for water changing, I think, today. Now, let's deal with pops. Little baby fishes. Go over here. Untangle the cord. There we go. You can already see a little fry right there. I don't know if you can see them. See at least two. I need to get a little higher than this one. Whoops. Let's do this. Bear with me. I gotta set that other camera back up. Cord. Do whatever. Okay. There's that. With the flashlight. Take a look. See what can be seen. 1, 2, 3.
Victor C said, "At depths unknown."
I
Thanks
see
for
3.
live streaming.
Well, thanks for being here, Victor. I see 3 fry. These are the Gertrudes. Okay, let me this. Remove my coffee so I don't get fish water in it. And let's grab the mop out of the Gertrude's. Whoa. This is a green mop. So the next one would be green goes in, blue comes out. You never see any eggs. Oh, Poppy, what you doing? What's those? What's up, Poppy? I hear somebody upstairs making food. I want some. I'm not seeing any eggs in here, but don't mean much. Take the blue mop out. Give it a good rinse. We'll stick it in the Gertrude tank. Okay. We'll leave that alone. Next, I'm going to grab the luminous mop. Walk on over here. Luminatus are down below. I guess we should look to see if we have any fry first. Put the lid back on the Gertrude's. Down here. See what we got. Not seeing any. Take the blue mop out. Check here. Usually pretty easy to see. Their little blue eyes like to sparkle in the light. Nope, not seeing any in this tank. Let's put the mop in. Swap this mop. Tank. Alright. Moving over this way. This is where I was putting the Pascal rainbows. However, I started putting them, the mop, outside in the tub. So this is what was left of the mops. I'll just take the blue mop out. And rinse this. Get ready to reset it. Watch out, we didn't rinse the mop. Did I take the blue mop? Yeah, I did. Alright. This is the blue. I can sit here. I can dry out for a little bit. Here is the... I know there's some frying. I can see the dude darting around. There's one. You see him right there. See one. Cool. No, I see two now. Two, is that the one that was over here? And there's two frying here. One there, one there. One there, one there. I haven't seen any others. That's a good sign. Okay. Past guys, I forgot to put a mop in last week, so I guess that blue mop goes in parents. The blue mop in. Okay. Good on that. Down. These are Celebes. Rainbows. I can already see a ton of fry in here. Or you can do. These guys are getting bigger.
Window Licker #5 said I seen a worm while there are worms in there.
Yeah, there's that little whatever white detritus worm. It's like, yeah, they're in there. They're in there. I don't think they're very harmful though. Maybe like a little Presley hatch fry, but I don't think it's as bad as planaria. This is the blue mop. This would go in with the parents. Rinse this. Now, I was trying to take the F2s. Like this is the F1s. Well, these are F2s that are hatching here. That's what I'm calling these, F2s. I have another colony of F2s that I'm using to breed. And I think I forgot to put the mop back in there last week too when I did that. So, I will take the mop from the F1 tank, stick it in here. Is there a mop? Yes, there is. There's usually always eggs in this. Change mops here real quick. And look. Yes, there's definitely eggs. Definitely eggs. Alright, so we'll put this back in here and let these dudes keep hatching out. At some point, probably gonna have to stop doing that so that these little Celebes, they seem to take a long time to grow up. Seem longer than the blue eyes. The pseudos. Oh. Damn it. That's what I hate about this lid. Like it's not designed for this tank. Even though it's a lid for a 5-gallon aquarium, it doesn't fit a 5-gallon aquarium. Whatever. Good enough. Bottom tank is fricatas. And there's always fry in here too. Taking the blue mop out. I know there's fry in here too because I saw them this morning. Yep, I see them darting around. They're getting kind of big. So we may have to, maybe next week, take a look, see about putting them in with their parents. Let me take the mop from the blue, or the green mop. Put the blue mop in. These out of here. Had those fricatas. Those are actually the first blue eyes I ever
Select Pet
got.
said, different manufacturers make their tanks slightly different dimensions, so you need their brand lids, etc.
Yeah, I think they do that on purpose. Yep, there's definitely mops in here, or eggs in this mop. Fricatas. I just saw a bunch right here. I don't know if you can see them where my thumb's at. I see at least 4, 3, 4, 5. These are bigger eggs than the other traditional mops. Alright, that's that. Now I need to put blue mops in the 2 other tanks. Did I just put one in there? I did. So I just need 1 blue mop to go in with the F2s. Yes. And I believe we're done with mops. Alright, rinse this so it gets wet. And all the mops are now on the same week, same schedule. Yeah, all the tanks have mops. They need mops. I have not done. Haven't done the blue eye or the Madakas. But I've not had luck with that. You know what? Maybe that's what I use the other blue mop for. The Madakas. Because that little scratch pad doesn't seem to be working, man. I've not seen a single egg on that whatsoever. I mean, there are cories in that fish tank too. Maybe they're eating the eggs? In that case, I think they'd have a better
World's a
top.
gotta roll. Have a great day, everyone.
Jesus. All right, Whip. Have a good one. We're about to roll on out of here too, honestly. So, sit there. All right, mops have been changed. Everything is good. All the tanks been taken care of. Fry seem to be thriving. This tank is looking better. Ready. I'm sure the angels weren't having it. Boom. All right, cool. Angels, Wine Millerai, some 333s, and Mr. G live in that tank. It is pretty much cleaned up too. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool. I'm just gonna empty that bucket of guppy grass out in the garden. All right, all right, all right. Cool. All right. Did we show this off? I forgot. I gotta clean that. Yeah, it looks far worse on camera than it does in person. Let me take this dirty thing. Maybe it is dusty. Very dusty. Some fish food on there too. Gross. I'm gonna set up my night vision camera. See if I can catch Mr. G in action. What's this? All right. Better. Woo. Good enough. This off again. All right, folks. That's probably going to be it for today. I do appreciate everyone hanging out. We got a lot accomplished. I'm very curious to see over the next couple of weeks how that remineralization thing takes hold. Curious to see what the parameters are going to be like next week. So stay tuned. We'll definitely test next week. Do it all again. Sounds like a plan, man. Cool. All right, guys. If you got any questions, comments, as always, feel free to leave it down below. You got anything you want to show off, me to see, talk about? As I can find my email, I'll show that. There we go. Email me here. If you haven't already, hit that like. I would appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't. And we'll do it again next week. Okay, here's what the test looks like. Nitrates were down slightly from last week. Phosphates were a bit higher. EDSs were a bit down. We began the remineralization here, so this will be the first test. 27th will be the first test. That's what currently the remineralized water tested at. Actually, I should put that here. It's today 7D. Whoops. D. This is the remineralized water. H2O. Can't do an O. Because O triggers something. Cool. 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 All right, folks. Thanks for everything. See you in the next one. All right. Bye.